Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Psych Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a collective reading. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes, how we understand why your person's doing what they're doing, why you're attracting that person into your life. What is the whole spiritual significance? If there's many different realities that play out at one time, why would you choose to live a reality that keeps you stuck in a place of limitation, makes you feel bad? Well, we wouldn't consciously do that. A lot of times it's what we, again, all the time, really, it's within our core beliefs, is what we believe. Now, are we present to that? Are we conscious of that? No, a lot of times we're not. We're living outdated versions of ourselves, and just we lived in certain environments where we formed habits and behaviorisms that were in alignment with our survival in that environment. But the thing is, if you formed habits and behaviorisms built on, being around a narcissist, being around someone abusive, well, you're not going to be coming from your true self, your higher self. So these karmic relationships, they play out, and they play out as toxic relationships or just toxic experiences within relationships, really to help us heal. And you say heal, it's a lot of times we stay stuck, and we stay stuck ruminating because of, again, that experience without integrating the spiritual lesson. you know we'll always have that block. See, we have to heal. See, the universe will continuously bring us people, situations, and experiences to make us heal. So even if you end that relationship and you're like, I'm ending it, you will attract the same types of people. Now you might say, well, I went out of my way to pick the exact opposite person. You're still going to attract elements of that narcissist, if that's what it is, or whatever the toxic energy is, because it it the universe says what you resist persists. And it's just because, again, you are the one that's determining the energy that's happening within your outer world. So again, the readings have a therapy style to them, just because a lot of times it's not just a yes or no. And understanding why things are the way that they are and how you are contributing to the imbalances within the experience really allows you not just to help balance out the relationship sometimes, if it is that type of relationship where it can heal, or you, again, don't resonate anymore with that energy because you don't see them the same anymore. So you're become unstuck, or you're able to at least deal with the energy and work on yourself and do the healing protocol so that eventually you won't be connected to that person. See, healing is to see a different perception, but the transmutation process is embodying that whole new consciousness. We're in physical form to learn and to manifest. So without actually embodying that new consciousness, well, you didn't, the universe has said you didn't learn it. Universe says you have to clear the energetic template, which is that emotion. All right, so we always look at the underlining energy, because when you're dealing with people that wear masks, they create personas. They're not coming from their self. First of all, they're coming from the mask, and you're like, I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. It's like, well, because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, because again, you're not living their reality. Their reality is through the wound, the shadow. And your reality is, I just want to be in a relationship with this person and feel like I can. Again, unstructured. Someone wants to keep it casual. That is what I feel like. Someone doesn't like the rules. Someone wants to just like see what happens. And you're like, no, I don't understand what that is. It's like, it's again, right away, it's like not doing that. So automatically we feel like a power struggle as soon as I open up. And again, disrespect, because it leaves room for it. Again, I feel disrespected. It's like there's certain things that I require. And again, why do you want to keep that? Why can't we have like the boundaries? Why can't we have like, you're not making me feel secure? So it's almost like it it stirs up a lot of emotions inside of you. And also, this person has done things, and because they want to keep casual, it's like there's no rules almost, and you're like, I don't want to participate, and you shouldn't participate, in energy like that. But then there's still like that connection where you're like, okay, then it's like, I feel like I'm ignored. I'm not heard. I'm trying to tell you like what my feelings are, and you keep ignoring my feelings. It's like I'm not allowed to have them. And then you also felt like maybe that for some that there was an attachment to other people, like that maybe the other people are getting that intimacy and you weren't getting that intimacy because again of this unstructured, like casual, like energy. And you're like, I don't like, again, it's automatically putting me in a situation like I feel like I don't have a choice, where I'm being manipulated, you know, um, to do what you want to do. And really, at the end of the day, I feel kept out of your life. So, and it's a way that you dominate. It's a one-sided connection. So you really don't feel as if you like have say in this relationship if you want to stay in this relationship. And this person doesn't care. There's always just a sense of, again, they get swept away in the moment, but then it's like you feel like, well, then is this just a fling? Well, understand, this person wants things the way that they want, but the more that you stay in this energy of like kind of not getting what you want, yes, it is like because they're not allowing it. The intimacy issue, they have trust issue, and trust doesn't mean you, it's really themselves. So when you go along with this person, understand they're not trusting themselves, so they're not going to like what they eventually get. Relationship that's not, that there's no depth, it's so shallow like a fling, it's just passion. There's no depth, which is what you're feeling, which is like saying, well, I want this. So you already know, your intuition is saying, but you're like, but then I have this connection with them. And it's like, I feel like, again, there's always like hidden motives, and there are, because you already know. So it doesn't mean that this person doesn't have feelings. Your healing comes in where it's like it depends on what you do. There's many different realities that play at one time. If this is a real relationship, you're going to see that this person would give eventually more. If it's not, you're going to know. How can you again see? And it's through that second chakra, nurturing yourself. Like, because in waiting for this person to give you emotionally, this person's not going to give it to you because you're waiting for it. And that makes this person feel almost like, I have to do it. And now, when you don't need it from this person, you change the entire dynamic of the relationship. And you change the entire dynamic because if there's love, again, there, because it's like, you want me here, but you don't want to give me anything. You want to keep it like unstructured. So I feel like, well, just in case. It's like, I don't want that, but I feel like a prisoner in your rules. And so understand, like I said, if you give yourself more, it's not like this person won't try and talk to other people. But the difference is that they'll always compare if it was real, and they will come back and they will again. And when they come back, they'll be a better version of themselves. But when they're in this energy, what you already know what it is. Again, and right now, like for some of you, this person's actually like is with another person. So the reason why they're keeping it unstructured for some is because there is another person. Now, for others, they know that if they are with another person, and or they're single, they know that this is more than just a relationship because they're still thinking about you, meaning there's a bigger purpose for this connection. And they say that because separate or together, they're working with you, okay? And that there's feel again the synchronicities. And they're not that type of person where I feel like you see the synchronicities, but you are on their mind. And so again, I feel like this person can walk away from people, but they're having a hard time. And because again, there are messages being exchanged through music and movies and other things. So, when you have someone on your mind, but you're trying not to think about that person, but you're thinking about that person. So it's like everybody has like that person's name. It's almost like when you buy a red car. It's not that everyone on the road all of a sudden bought the same car or has it. You became more aware of it. So because this person always has you on their mind, like they're always seeing you. The problem is that this person doesn't listen to themselves. They listen to other people. So they're not strong within themselves. And so that's usually why people don't want a committed relationship. They're like, I don't want to make the wrong decision. I made the wrong decision before. I wasn't happy. So let's just kind of play it out. I do like you. I do have feelings. But you're like, yeah, but the way you want to do it is disrespecting me. And in the long run, I'm never going to get what I want this way. And that's what I know. And you won't, because it's like no one wants to be a placeholder. It's like, and if you allow it. So again, I'll contact you when I'm able to. Right now, my life is too complicated to bring you into it. Know that I do want to talk to you. So there's some of them might be going through like a divorce or a separation or a change. And so you definitely don't want to just go back into it that way, especially if this person's going through any type of chaos. It's like they're trying to find their life. You don't want to be, again, codependent. It's like this person, like they can have feelings for you. You can have feelings for them, but don't lose yourself in this person. Again, I feel like they have their life can tend to look like that because they get themselves into trouble. They get themselves into trouble because they're not strong within themselves. And again, they're with somebody else, but they don't really want to be with someone else, is what you see. It's that they're connected to you. It's like they do want to contact you. This person feels like you're part of their destiny. That's what they feel. They say they're focusing on their mission, and they feel like you're supposed to help them in that, whatever it is that they do, or whatever it is that you're doing. Like this person feels that they can help you. They feel like you complement each other, but it's not just that, it's that the way that you are. And I feel like, again, being in a codependent connection, this person has outgrown that connection. They don't want to be there. It's like they know how to get out. No, they wouldn't. It takes courage. There's something again wrong to begin with why they're there. Never mind to get out. Getting out is the spiritual warfare that they have to go through, because setting boundaries, doing what they want to do. Their life is pretty turbulent right now. So whoever they're breaking away from is not happy about it. Understand. It says, please send me energetic support. Use a frequency of love to uplift me because I need your help. Like, again, because it's like, person's questioning. There's a lot of people that are okay with living in a dead relationship. The universe has a problem with that. Eventually, it changes whether they want to or not. People can't help that they fall in love, but it happens at the right time. But it's not an easy transition, obviously. That's what you see here. It was a dead connection, or whoever was there, to the point that it doesn't even come up as a relationship. That's why I said some of you, that the person was dead, detached, disassociated. It's again, they're waking up now though, because again, they're creating a turbulent environment. Whatever you just cleared helped me to shift too. Again, seeing things from a different perception allows you to put yourself in their shoes. And then you're not getting as triggered. Like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, you say that you're going to leave. Like, what are you doing? You don't think about me at all? Like, where this person nonstop thinks about you. And that's really the issue is, but the issue also is that this person struggles with codependency and that they're afraid to let go of old coping mechanisms. So remember, living in a dead connection where someone's its body is there, it's like, well, it's always there. It's like where spirit says that's codependency. Go get a fucking dog, get a cat. It's like you don't keep a person there, live in a dead connection, but you've zoned out. It's like get a blow up doll. Anything. It's like you're giving up your life, the passion for life, which is why this person is like, well, you're doing things in your life. I feel more connected to you. They outgrew that person. And they outgrew that person because they worked on themselves. They did. It just happened. And sometimes we are codependent. And then what happens is we do healing and we're like, all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute, I'm not codependent. I actually like to be alone sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like my comfortability comes first. We get to a point within life where the person that was with this person is like, no, and I benefit from you being here. Like you pay bills, you do whatever you do. So I don't have to be my best self. I get to stay in a lower energy where this person's like, of course, it's draining to be in a relationship like that. It's like, what's the most exciting thing? What are you making for dinner? I mean, come on. It's like, that's not living. Our destiny is calling. Preparations are underway to take the next step. So this person's like, you're going to move on. And I don't want to be stuck here with Betty Crocker that doesn't cook well, and life is bland. So I wouldn't mind because, if they were good cooks, then maybe they were taking classes and they were creating their own life somewhere, but they're not. Their life is me. And at one time that was okay because I was insecure, but I'm not that person anymore. And you're over there having a good old time, and I'm here and in a dead ass relationship that I feel like someone's sucking the life out of me to the point that that person is like a ghost. Sometimes I feel like you're speaking to me in my head. At times it triggers me because I wonder how much you can see into me. Because again, remember, you're always on their mind. So this person has a Walkman on, they're listening to music, and music is, you have to leave, like or whatever it is, where this person is like they already know what they have to do. It's like do it. It's like afraid. It's again, and then that's triggering to you because you're like, well, what the fuck? If you really love me, you would, and Spirit says, and love themselves. They're learning how to love themselves. That this is the initiation, whether they love themselves. They already know that they love themselves because there's a desire for something else than the stale meat love every night. I mean, this person's like, I have a desire. But Spirit says, well, the initiation is, again, getting out of this, and doing what you need to do for yourself. Otherwise, you don't need a roommate. You need to, again, the codependency is what's killing you. The planets are activating us to heal. I don't know whether that person again believes that, but they believe that they're like, I want to heal. I want a better life. I don't want this. I can't. It's like it's the same thing. It's like this person doesn't like their life is me. They don't bring anything to the table. There's no flavor and it affects the passion. So of course this person's there, but they're not there. And believe me, that person that's in their environment knows. And because again, we can always feel when someone's there or when they're there, but they're not there. So it's irritating. And that's why it's turbulent. I'm afraid you're going to meet someone else before I'm ready to be with you for good because, hey, this person's not going to make it easy. Hey, Wendy, they're not going to make it easy. They're not going to make it easy at all. gonna fight tooth and nail, like to, because it's like they have to be uncomfortable though. They have to have a sense of, oh my God, like this person's moving on. Otherwise they wouldn't move. They're a little bit of a coward. They want to do it. It doesn't mean that, but it's again, they do again being mirrors for each other. So this person feels like, that and so every time you get mad or you get frustrated, that's what this person feels. And then they get mad and then they get triggered by it and they get frustrated. But inevitably, it makes them do what they have to do. Remember, it's again, they have to learn how to nurture themselves, but it's again, they do love. What they're realizing is that they need to love themselves. And it's again, and that's really the symbolization as our soulmates make us do that when they have the best intention. When they have the best intention. It's just the execution a lot of times is going to look really bad if the person has like with spiritual blockages. They're going to get, and that's what triggers us. That's what again makes us feel like inadequate and gets us stuck and ruminating. And so again, but this person is again, their heart is opening and leading them back to you. So eventually they're going to get out of that situation, and that's their plan. But they are nervous that you're not going to be patient and that you're not going to be, because hey, they're not fast at this. But remember, love is patient, love is kind, right? I mean, it's like we don't, if we're busy doing ourselves, pouring into ourselves, then we're not really worried about, whether or not this person, how long it takes them as a little, because eventually they're going to make communication, eventually they're going to explain, eventually. But if you yell at them and say, well, you know what, you should have came here about 2 hours ago, about 3 months ago, then that person's going to feel inadequate. They're already fragile. So they're already leaving a situation that they stayed in. They're codependent. So you have to say, well, listen, you allowed your process, even though I wouldn't have done it that way, just so you know, because, it's a little disrespectful, to not let the person know. Understand that you have intimacy issues or you, again, have communication, but I require that. We need to communicate because it's a form of respect. The person doesn't know. Again, they lived in a dead relationship. And it was dead because, hey, this person didn't act right with that person and vice versa. So instead of them learning, they just decided to exist together, but with no love, no emotion. So that's why I was like, there's nobody there. So it's like, they're there. It's again, but they're not living life. It's again, and their life is a reflection of that relationship. Believe me. That's why, hey, I want to contact you, but I can't contact you now. Because, hey, when you disconnect from a codependent connection, all the little broken spots come out. Living in a dead relationship, there's addictions usually, there's other things. Because again, why are we living that way? It's easier. I'm not living my best self. I don't see a way out. It's like financially, we make excuses, but we don't try. And so Spirit says again, it's like this person will have barriers from the past. So again, to understand that because of trust issues. So trust happens over time. So your advice is not to give too much to this person when they come back. And that's going to be difficult because they're really going to want it. And that means, again, you can be busy within your own life. Be the example, because what they want today will not be what they want tomorrow. And when you nurture someone so much when they're broken and they come back, eventually it's like a child. Mom, leave me alone. Like I'm a teenager now. Yeah, that was okay. That I used to go to to the wherever you went to Monopoly every Tuesday with, Frida and everybody. And it was fun when I was 5. But I don't want to do that now. And Frida smells. And I don't like, and she cheats. And everybody cheats. It's like I want my own. And that's what happens over time when it's codependency, because there was no room to go with the flow. There was no individuality. So it's like you kind of came up short. You were supposed to be expectation ownership. It's again, and that keeps a person bound to like pain and just stay detached. And so with you, it's like, hey, you don't give a shit what I'm doing, huh? You had a good old time over there. I wish I was over there. It's like, because you're like, well, I don't need you to fulfill me. And this person's like, I don't need anyone either to fulfill me. Like I don't want this life. It's like, but again, it's scary because it's disrupting the environment. And so again, turbulence. And it is again big time. So but the person shouldn't have stayed, shouldn't have been manipulated to stay for so long, because that's why it's actually turbulent, because this person's tried to get out a few times and that person's like, no, like you'll stay. You'll stay. And how can you do that? Look at everything we built. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at what a bad person you are. Look how you could do this. So this person is not emotionally intelligent. They're guilted. They're betrayed. They're confused. That's why when they come back, they're not going to come back again. Yeah, so it's going to be tricky. You're going to have to love this person and allow them their process, but don't lose yourself, because this could be karmic. Okay, that's it's again, and it doesn't mean that this person wants to be. It's just what can happen in this situation for some of you guys because of codependency. The person will be in a karmic loop, create the same thing. You create the same thing. Passion comes through you who you are, being you. Well, you know what? It's like you don't need to be with that person. I mean, that obviously isn't your story but I mean, you still need to do this for yourself, whether you want to be with the person or not, because it's through your unique individuality you find your passion. You would need to heal this eventually if you're like, no, that person betrayed me. I don't care with the fact that they back with somebody else. They learned they betrayed me. It's again, and I could see where you're coming from. But either way, you still need to integrate the spiritual lesson, is what I'm saying. Because this person's, again, with their inner child was wounded when their parents couldn't respond to them. So they tend to still react from that same karmic wound, which is why they're codependent, which is why, again, they're learning to get out. And you know what? Also know this, the universe doesn't care whether you go back with this person or not. It cares whether or not we revert back to our original energy of unconditional love, because that's why it's bringing us the situations to begin with, to show us that we're blocked. So the whole point is getting triggered and letting go, when meanwhile this person projected their patterns onto you as you did to them, and that it makes it really difficult to see what's real and what's fear-based. So this person really needed to learn how to surrender, because they had learned to shut down the parts of themselves so long ago. So, I mean, like, it's a process. So if this was your person, then you would again have to be patient and kind, and whether if it is a twin flame, remember, you are being expected to step into the best version of yourself. It's not the version you want to be. It's the version that spirit says everything's derived from unconditional love. If you want to step into your true essence, your divine essence, and the way that you handle things is that way. So if this person's coming back broken, you don't need to be in their life, but you don't need to be a jerk either. It's like for yourself, and understanding not being a jerk will hurt this person even more, because then they'll be like, oh my God, like, look what I lost. Look what I lost. If you're a jerk, then they're like, oh, good thing that we weren't together. Look how they reacted. But again, when you're nice and you're just like, no, it's not For me, I understand like what happened, but no thank you. That's going to be also healing for you. So it depends on how you deal with it with a person like this. But either way, you have to do your healing. And that's why this person brought this person into your life and triggered you. There's a purpose, whether you're with the person or not. That's why we do the shadow. Because again, what for? A lot of times it is what for. And it's because, again, Spirit says of your unresolved trauma. That's why. Again, there's a lot of cards in this deck. And for that to come out, it's like, well, that person definitely brought it out. Again, there was no emotional support. Like I didn't feel loved growing up. And that's what this person made me feel like. And because again, they lied. They said that they were single. They said that they were, again, love me. They said, well, they do. They're not healed. It's again, they didn't do it for themselves. It's triggering you because you're like, well, what the fuck? And Spirit says, you're giving yourself that emotional support. Are you doing that for yourself, or are you expecting this person? They're expecting someone else. You'll always come up short. It's again, people will do it, but they'll do it when you don't expect it, when you don't want it, when you don't need it. You become it. Again, abandoned. It makes me feel like you don't care the whole time. It's like, what about my needs? You're so busy thinking about yourself. Yeah, because this person was in fear. It's again, and what it would seem like is they care more about that person than me. No. Spirit says they wouldn't be getting out of their situation and it being turbulent. You just don't like the way that it's being done. Well, it should have been done 2 weeks ago, 3 days ago, and the moon should have been out. And, they should be bringing me flowers and chocolates and telling me how great I am. And this person's in hell right now. Like, they're like, it's their own battle. And so, again, it's making you feel abandoned. So that's why this played out. Again, made you feel like, again, belittled. Like what? Like I'm not important. Like what? Like my chopped liver? Like it's, again, I'm not important. Gonna make it like I have something wrong with me because I have needs. I have wants. Why aren't you paying attention to me? And the person's like in a house that's falling down and like the roof is falling on their head, and you're like, well, you should really be paying attention to me right now because it's what you did. It's how you did it. And the Spirit says, again, we shoot for excellence. No one's perfect. And if you might not take this person back, you might be like, well, that's your karma. And it would be their karma. You would be right. But Spirit says, if this is your person, you'll regret it because the whole point is you're learning unconditional love. Not saying you have to. So what are you supposed to do to transmute that negative energy? Because you would have to do this whether you wanted to be with this person or not. It's again, they're in healing. They're going through their shit. You're not supposed to be sitting here waiting. Again, you're supposed to be in your energy, healing yourself, because you're like, why was I in this relationship? Why was I so emotionally connected? Oh, emotionally, I didn't get. How can I emotionally fulfill myself? What should I do to again, integrate? Well, part of it is using your voice. Again, so maybe asking, around if hey, what does everyone do? Again, for fun around here, maybe there's not enough fun and passion in your life. And you're like, well, all I do is go to work and come home and take care of the kids. This is my fun, listening to YouTube. And Spirit says, yeah, that's not much of entertainment. It's again, that's not, I want you to live. I want you to fill your cup up all the way. Again, so if you don't know, ask, ask around. Look beyond the illusion. It's again, the illusion is that this is all that there is. It's like, or this is who I am, or this is what I can have. Spirit says that you have spiritual sovereignty. You can create whatever life and life experiences you want to have. It's like you're not the one that's doing it. You have to pull the curtain back and discern the truth from fear. And again, see, like you can make your own reality. You're choosing. You might not be able to make it overnight, but it takes a mustard seed's worth of effort every day. Investing in yourself, pouring in yourself through the things that you love to do, through grounding, through, and when I say grounding, again, investing in yourself, saying, I always wanted to take skydiving. I always wanted to do whatever it is. It doesn't need to be skydiving. It could be whatever the hobby, interest, passion, because really there needs to be healing within inside of yourself, because you were like emotionally they didn't give, and spirit said, well, that brought that out because you don't emotionally give you. And you're looking for that person to do it, and that makes the person codependent, and you can't be that when this person comes back into your life. But you wouldn't be able to, even if you didn't want this person, you'd create the same thing. And that would be like, when person's in my life for a few months, everything's great, and then they're not. They disappear. It's abandonment. And then again, I relive that cycle. The spirit says, again, it's all about, again, I'm going to tell you again, loving yourself. If there's trauma that wasn't integrated because emotionally you didn't get, you're not going to get a person that knows how to emotionally give to you. Or if they do, they're going to be needy in another aspect. They're going to be imbalanced because you're imbalanced. So this person does have feelings for you, but they have to go through their healing. You need healing too. Spirit says, you may say, no, I'm fine. And the spirit says, not if you were connected to that person. And then we can think that we're fine because we're living on autopilot, we're living safe, things, but are we really living like our passion for life? No. Do we think that those options are even available to us? No. And the reason why is because we're not grounded, we're not making we're not meeting the people, we're not experiencing. So that's why we're already saying, well, I don't see how that could be. Where spirit says, again, that's the whole point of seeing your spiritual sovereignty work for you, seeing support. You can't go back in time to heal from not getting that emotional support while trying to create yourself as a child. But again, through the faith walk with spirit, with your creator, again, and tapping into the divine energy of the universe, and really, again, believing in yourself and showing up every day, well, then guess what? The universe conspires to always help the underdog anyway, because the underdog doesn't give up. It's like, understand the universe looks to see how much heart do you have? How much passion do you have? How much love do you have? How much will you show up for yourself? And if you're waiting for this person, well, then just forget it. It's like, this isn't about that. This is about you taking bold action, even if the path isn't clear. Spirit says this is about pushing you out of your comfort zone so that you again meet different people, situations, and experiences. Again, this is really what you have to do to fill your own cup, so that you also say, well, is this even the best option for me? It's like, I don't know whether they are. Just because I think you are, you may not be. So let me see what else is out there, so that if you come back into my life, I really have something to gauge. Because Spirit says you don't even have balance right now. It's again because you don't know 100% all your options. So of course that looks good. But if we went to Walmart and we went to the frozen food section, we can find something there that would be tasty, I'm sure. But then, we could also find something a lot more tastier if we went and bought it like fresh, or ordered from our favorite restaurant, whatever it is, like we have options. And Spirit says, why we acting like you're acting like you don't have options. You're acting like you don't have it. Don't you learn? You should learn again by now the wisdom. so that you have the answers. You'll know from that clear cognizance, which is, I don't know how I know, I just know. And that's the problem. You need to like see that. It's like, because this person's going to come back, but they're like, how long is it going to take them? 6 months? Is it going to take them 4 months, 5 months? You're going to sit there and wait. And if you do, you're not going to be happy. And that's why I'm saying, if you do, again, then it's not going to matter, is what spirit says. And you'll also know how to treat yourself to show this person how you want to be treated, because of how you're setting the example. Again, codependency, that means, again, this is just what happens. We get comfortable, we get into a rut. And so, again, it'll feel good to be like that in the beginning. So it's hard, not in the beginning, but it makes your relationship stronger. Again, inner beauty. Open your eyes and your heart and direct your gaze to the light within every being. Personality and physical appearance are in the image of man. Beauty and goodness are in the image of God. So just again, understanding that this person, you know, does have that love for you, because God is just love. And, we all have that inside of us. However, when people again trigger us, we're like, I don't really believe that they brought out trauma within me. But again, they didn't mean to, because again, their intention wasn't. Their intention was, hey, I didn't know I was going to fall in love. I shut those parts off of myself a long time ago. And it was working for me for a while, until the universe brought you into my life, because it was not working. This person had to get uncomfortable enough and to change. And that's what happens. Fear makes us paralyzed, makes us not think. And so that's why it's a blockage. Our soulmates allow us to heal. Again, but again, this could be a smooth transition or a mean one. It depends on how you handle it. And it's not about going back with the person, but actually having compassion. And again, forgiveness, so that you can move forward. You need to do that one way or the other. Because again, Shanti, I kind of felt like you're like, I'm repulsed. He's an asshole. Like, or she's an asshole. But bottom line is, it's like, the person was living out of balance. They didn't deliberately do that to you. So again, and if they came back and they explain that to you, which is what this person eventually is going to do, well, then you can again still have compassion. And I'm going to leave that there. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. And if you are a Virgo or a Scorpio or a Gemini, check out my other channels. All right. Or if you're connected to those, you could be a cross watcher. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.